Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm not going to be talking about a CD in particular, but I'm going to be asking you, the viewer, how do you file your CDs and or your vinyl? I mean, do you file it everything alphabetically? Do you file things alphabetically, then chronologically? Do you file things by genres? I mean, I used to know people that would actually file things by countries. So all the Australian artists in one section and all the German artists in another section. I mean, that's fine. I would never even have thought of that. I knew another person who had A, B, and C type artists. Like all the A artists were like the Beatles and Stones and Zeppelin, the ones that this person felt particularly strong about. The B were, the next tier of bands he loved, but not as much as the ones on the A tier. And the C tier were bands he didn't like as much as the A or Bs. That right there, I could never figure that one out. But hey, I got no problem with it. See, I'm kind of old school, and I'm sort of set in my ways. Now, back when I was really collecting vinyl, and this has continued into the CD age as well, but I used to make a lot of mixtapes for people. I always wanted to turn people on to music. So everything was filed alphabetically. And then sometimes, let's say I wanted to make a compilation by a certain artist for myself to listen to on my Walkman or something. And then I would pull all the stuff and make a mixtape. And then I'd go, oh, I forgot that person had a solo album. So basically, I started filing all of my stuff under the mothership. And what I mean by mothership is, let's say, for example, an Australian band called The Sports. I had all the Sports albums in the S section. But then when the band broke up and Stephen Cummings started releasing solo albums, I would file his solo albums in with the Sports. The Sports were the mothership, and all the little solo and side projects I would file with the mothership. But then what happens? I think Sports had, 4 or 5 albums, and then all of a sudden, Stephen Cummings has 6 albums. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, well, what do I do now? Stephen Cummings, I have to move all his stuff to C. Or do I move his stuff to C and put the Sports in with Stephen Cummings? Because now Stephen Cummings is the mothership. But then it just got so out of hand, there wasn't enough room in the C section to move all the Stephen Cummings over there. So I just kept the S section growing. And now Stephen Cummings must have 20 albums, and they're all filed in with Sports. Yeah, it's idiotic, I know. I know somewhere along the line I'm going to want to make a Stephen Cummings comp for myself, and I'm going to want to grab those CDs, and I don't want to forget the Sports CDs, and vice versa. Now, the only band I've never done this with is the Beatles. The Beatles, of course, they get the Beatles section, and then they get all their own sections. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer, but it's not really a no-brainer. What about Stephen Cummings? I mean, my split end section, it's got all my Phil Judd in there. It's got all the Crowded House. It's got all the Tim Finn. It's got all the other side projects. So my split end section is like 3 stacks this way and 2 more stacks this way. I can't explain it, but I can't move the Crowded House and the Tim Finn across, on this side of the room to that side of the room because I don't have space on that side of the room. So I just stick by my old ways. Basically file every side project and solo album under the mothership apart from the Beatles. Hey, I just talked about the Beatles on this video. That means I might get more views. Oh, cool. I mean, trust me, I would love to go through my collection and file things chronologically. I don't think that's idiotic at all. I mean, I actually kind of like that idea. Most people just file their CDs. They just grab their handful and put it under the car seat. With me, there's a method to my madness. But right now, it's really hard to tell because I have so many stacks of CDs that still need to put away. I don't have enough room on the shelves. So I have to figure what gets put in a box and gets put in the closet. First world problems. Heart palpitations. Anyway, that's it. Let me know how you like to file your media. I'm not even going to ask about DVDs or Blu-rays. There are people that file by directors and by actors. I might as well just go ahead and file all my CDs by bass player. It's just silly music geek stuff. Anyway, that's it. I appreciate you sitting around allowing me to babble about CD and LP filing. I appreciate you. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.